Hello, sports fans, and welcome to this live video streaming event of Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Jonathan Kerman. Alongside me is Joey Brett. We're coming to you live from Grants Pass High School for the home opener for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Thank you for making us a part of your Friday evening. And welcome in to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Today, the Grants Pass Cavemen are taking on the Summit Storm from up in Bend, Oregon. We are pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Grants Pass High School District and our participating community business partners. Be sure to download the new version of our free app where you can watch all Table Rock Sports Network events on your phone, tablet, PC, or anywhere you connect for free. We also invite fans to check out all the features on TableRockSports.net, where you can find easy access to live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch. We're going to step away for one quick break. When we come back, we step into the Bills Glass Coaches Corner and get you folks at home ready for this home opener for the Grants Pass Cavemen football team. You're watching Table Rock Sports Productions on YouTube.com.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bills Glass. Having new windows installed by Bills Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bills Glass show you what you've been missing. Bills Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bills Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bills Glass in Grants Pass.
Welcome back. You're watching Grants Pass football on TableRockSports.net. Stepping in now to the Bills Glass Coaches Corner, brought to you by Bills Glass, a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Bills Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. Locally owned and family run, Bills Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. I spoke with Summit Storm coach Tim Brines before the game to learn a little bit about this Storm football team. They're trying to even out the pass and the run on the offensive side of the football and use the athletes at their disposal. None other than Will Graziani, senior wide receiver standing in at 6'3", 180 pounds. Look for him to see a large share of the targets tonight. But you also can't forget about 6'7" Zach Jepson, who is playing just his second year of organized football and is making the start for his varsity club for the Summit Storm. This Storm team is young. There are a lot of first-time starters, and they are looking to have an up-tempo offense and try and counteract this tough Grants Pass front line. On the defensive side of the football for the Summit Storm, they play a 4-3 defense and play man coverage. Nothing too fancy, not trying to reinvent the wheel. Just play hard, strong football. Don't make mistakes. Don't let anyone get past you. Looking over to the Grants Pass side of things, well, last week they lost a heartbreaking game where both teams combined for over 900 passing yards. That was in Grants Pass loss. Where quarterback Chase Coyle went 21 of 38 in passing with 312 yards, including 3 touchdowns, but also had 3 interceptions. This was Grants Pass season opener up in Oregon City, where they fell 41-39. Jake Hendricks for the Cavemen was the leading rusher in that game, had 85 yards with both a rushing and a receiving touchdown. Also, look for senior Joel Valadez. Last week had 118 receiving yards and 1 touchdown catch. Also had a pair of rushing scores as well. Last year, this Cavemen team beat the Summit Storm up in Bend 41-8. The Storm are coming off a Week 1 loss as well. They fell 36-25 to Beaverton. My name is Jonathan Kerman. Alongside me behind the lens, providing color commentary, is Joey Brett. We see now the captains making their way out onto the field. And Joey, what are some things that you are looking forward to in this matchup?
Looking forward to the fast-paced offense from both teams. Grants Pass, they definitely don't take things very slow. They like to get up on you early, take some big shots downfield. They'll take those chances. You'll see it tonight. Haven't seen much of Summit, but as you said, they're going to be a fast-paced offense. They're going to be a little run, little pass. Good mix for Grants Pass's defense to kind of got to stay on your feet and never know what's coming at you. Their defense, as you were mentioning, is really strong. They have a good defense, and their offense, almost averaging about 40 points a game last year. Came out against Oregon City, put up 39 points.
Yeah, so right in line.
Expect some more high scoring here from the Grants Pass Cavemen, and Chase Coyle throw for another 350 or 400, and that's just a typical night.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Joey, and it will be interesting to see the clashing styles of the high-risk, high-reward offense for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Saw it last week, 312 yards and 3 touchdowns for quarterback Chase Coyle, but also 3 interceptions, which obviously played a part in that 41-39 loss at Oregon City. And for the Summit Storm, they're a young team, but they're very athletic. They're going to see a 4-3 defense, and that defensive line highlighted by linebacker Carter Campbell, 6'1" junior. We expect to be calling his name a lot on the defensive side of the football. Going to be interesting to see these clashing styles of a very high-risk, high-reward offense in Grants Pass and a very safe play-to-contain defense for the Summit Storm. The Summit Storm will receive the opening kick. We're going to step away for one more quick break, and when we come back, the opening kickoff live from Grants Pass High School. You're watching Grants Pass Football on TableRockSports.net.
You're watching Grant High School Football, brought to you by Table Rock Sports and these great businesses with the Friends of Grant High School Football. Please support and thank these businesses for making Grant High School football possible on TableRockSports.net.
We're all home team. Yeah, right. There's no visiting radio in Grants Pass.
Welcome back, sports fans. You're watching the Grants Pass Cavemen take the field for the first time in the 2019 season. You saw the blow-up helmet the home team ran out of, to the raucous applause from the student section and the fans here, packed at Grants Pass High School. Thank you all so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. My name is Jonathan Kerman. Alongside me is Joey Brett, and we are broadcasting live, bringing you this Week 2 matchup, the home opener for the Grants Pass Cavemen as they welcome in the Summit Storm. The Grants Pass Cavemen elected to kick to start the game, and they will receive to open up the second half. Both teams coming off losses in Week 1. The Cavemen fell 41-39 up at Oregon City. The Summit Storm fell at Beaverton 36-25. This broadcast would not be possible without the support of our presenting sponsor, Lithia Autos Superstores. Stop in and say hi to their general manager, Jason Lawrence, right off Crater Lake Highway. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with their outstanding staff. Say hi and thank you to Jason Lawrence if you get a chance. And our title sponsor, Lithia Auto Superstores. The Cavemen are back to kick off. The officials blow the whistle. The 2019 season, Week 2 underway. The opening kick sails high and out of bounds. And so the Summit Storm will wait to take the field for the offense as a flag came down from the far sideline official. We'll see what that's all about. I mentioned in the pregame show, Joey, a lot of athletes on the Summit Storm side of the football. We're going to have a lot of alliteration here today with the Summit Storm playing. Will Graziani, 6'3" senior, and then Zach Jepson, pair of wideouts. Jepson standing in at 6'7". It'll be interesting to see how the Grants Pass corners cover these super talented receivers. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the quarterbacks. Hank Tobias is left, drops back, the righty looks, and the pass is dropped in and out of the hands of running back Gus Martin. And so now it is 2nd and 10. Hank Tobias, 6'2" senior, going to be throwing darts all night long for the Summit Storm, as they are without a couple of key players who suffered injuries. We'll get to that in a second. Tobias takes a snap in the shotgun, hands the ball off to the running back, Daniel Dion. He turns the corner, runs past the 40, down to about the 42-yard line. It's a solid gain, and that sets up 3rd and about 5. Their true star wide receiver, Blake DiTullio, injured his knee at practice this week, and so he is unavailable for the game tonight for the Summit Storm. And let's see what they dial up here on the first 3rd down of the game. 3rd and about 5 on the Storm's own 41-yard line. Tobias in the shotgun. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, looking right. Ball bobbled and nearly intercepted. Diving for it was Dante Haven for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Doesn't come up with the football after it bounced off a couple of bodies, but a 3-and-out forced by this Grants Pass Caveman defense, Joey, and that is a great sign.
Yeah, good job on the defensive end by Grants Pass. Got to get a stop early in this game. Gives you a good boost of confidence going forward. Gives your offense a chance to come out and take advantage of deferring and taking the kickoff in the second half. If you can score here, you take away that opportunity.
Absolutely. The punt is up. Junior Noah Martinez will let that ball sail right on past. Actually, that was Joel Valadez who let it go by him. No matter how you slice it, the Grants Pass Cavemen offense will take the field now for the first time in the 2019 season. Headlined by senior Chase Coyle. And you got wide receiver Joel Valadez and do-it-all player Jake Henricks for the Cavemen. Chase Coyle threw for over 300 yards with 3 touchdowns in Grants Pass's 41-39 loss in week 1. Joel Valadez had 118 receiving yards and a pair of touchdowns, 1 running and 1 through the air. 1 running back in the backfield, that is Valadez. He receives the handoff, runs up the field, stumbles, and dives forward for a healthy gain as he crosses the Grants Pass 30-yard line. Sets up 2nd and about 4. Correction, about a 2nd and 6. Conservative spot put down by the officials. In the backfield, along with Coyle, is Jake Henricks. Last week's leading rusher with 85 yards. He had a pair of touchdowns. He gets the ball here, runs up the gut through the right side, and gets wrestled down for a gain of about a couple. And so now both teams faced with a 3rd down on their first offensive drive, Joey. The Grants Pass Cavemen defense able to hold the Summit Storm offense to a 3-and-out. Let's see what the Summit Storm defense can do here against, like we've been saying all night long, a very high-octane, high-risk, high-reward offense in the Grants Pass Cavemen. Shotgun formation, man in motion, that's Jet Hood.
It's a good time to take a shot downfield.
A screen pass caught by Keenan Alderson. No, he bobbled and dropped it. So the jitters certainly playing a part in the home opener. Understandable. Pair of 3-and-outs for both teams. And it's like we haven't even begun. However, just under 10 minutes remaining. 9:53 showing on the clock here at Grants Pass High School. No score you see on the John L. Scott scoreboard. And thank you all so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. And so now the Cavemen in punt formation. Andrew Medley back to kick away. And looking for the receiving end, that's Ryan Sprayer. End over end punt that bounces, takes a friendly Grants Pass hop, rolls all the way past the Summit Storm 35-yard line. And that's where the Storm will begin their second offensive drive of the game. Fans stop into any one of the 7 Siskiyou cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou has been keeping customers connected to the people and things that they love most. Check out all of their latest individual, family, and business plans with all the latest smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and accessories. Siskiyou Cellular, proud presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports. First play of the second offensive drive for the Storm, a handoff to the left side for Reese Judish, looking to turn the corner, and he is snuffed out. Joel Valadez doing it on both sides of the football for the Grants Pass Cavemen. There is a flag down on the play. Right now there is no gain on the play. And down on the near sideline there's a player for the Summit Storm. And I believe that's Will Graziani, who we highlighted in the pregame show as one of the standouts in the wide receiving core for this Summit Storm team. And right now he's having both of his calves worked on. I think it may just be a cramp. He's going to be helped up, and he's going to limp off the sideline. It's his right leg that he is having difficulty to putting pressure on. And let's see what the penalty ends up being. It's going to go against Grants Pass. That's going to advance the Summit Storm all the way past their own 40-yard line. Correction, the ball is pushed onto the 50. Now a huge chunk of yardage, almost 20 yards, given up by the Grants Pass Cavemen on that penalty, and now right on the 50-yard line. Summit Storm have 1st and 10. Hank Tobias directing traffic for the Summit Storm. Takes the snap. Hands the ball off to the left side for Reese Judish. He breaks through. He's at the 30 and finally gets tripped up past the 25-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle by Dante Haven. But the Summit Storm now rolling. This time have finally earned their first down. 3 and out, their first offensive possession. The first play of their second drive, a penalty on the Cavemen that brought the ball to the 50. And now a 25-plus yard run, maybe 27 yards on the ground for Reese Judish. 1st and 10, just outside the red zone for the Summit Storm. Tobias takes the handoff. They're going to give it to Judish once again. Tries to evade one tackle, gets wrapped up, the ball gets loose. Diving on it, a couple of players, and I think the Summit Storm able to recover. Jackson Bailey was the man who finally fell on that football. Tough break for the Grants Pass Cavemen, a lucky break for the Summit Storm. That'll push them back outside of the 30. Now in the backfield for the Summit Storm is Dylan Kane. 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side for the quarterback, Hank Tobias. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, surveys the field, throws it over the middle, and no one on the receiving end of that pass. And that will bring up 3rd and long. Eight minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter. No score between the Grants Pass Cavemen and the visiting Summit Storm. This is the home opener for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Joey and I will be bringing you Grants Pass Cavemen football all season long here on Table Rock Sports. 3rd and long. Here we go. Tobias flushed out of the pocket. He will get sacked. Peter Osipovich going to be credited for the sack. But Lincoln Kasai, he was the guy that got pressure in the pocket, forced Tobias to tuck the ball and try and make something happen. But Osipovich was right there to bottle him up. So 4th down now, and it looks like the Storm are going to go for it here. 4th and about 12. And now he'll back up. That's the quarterback, Tobias, and he will punt the ball away. Nice to have a unconventional dual threat quarterback, Joey. Normally the dual threat is pass and run. In this case for the Summit Storm, it's pass and kick. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake fourth down, a fake punt put on, and you have that luxury of your quarterback also being able to use his feet.
Yeah, it's a good time to maybe do something there. You know, if you don't succeed, you're not giving up too much field position to Grant's pass. You already were able to hold them to a 3 and out, so.
Now the second offensive drive for the Cavemen, right on their own 20-yard line. Coyle takes the snap, looking downfield, now runs with it, and he'll get out of bounds, a gain of about 4. And that's a wise veteran move by Chase Coyle, not trying to force anything downfield. Tuck the ball, take the yards that the defense is giving you. Give yourself a chance to move the chains. You set up a manageable second, and it'll be about 5. 7:42 remaining here in the first quarter. The sun finally setting here in Grants Pass, in gorgeous Grants Pass. What a beautiful day today, and a great day for football. They're going to hand the ball off to Jet Hood. No correction, that is Caleb Martinez. Picks up a couple. Third time's the charm. That was in fact Jake Henricks on the carry. The 0s, the 6s, the 8s, boy, do they look real similar, especially up here in the press box. So 3rd and 1 for the Cavemen. At a 3 and out, their first offensive possession. Going to try and move the ball here. Man in motion is Andrew Medley. He has the ball and he gets stuffed. In the backfield, Andrew Ryan, 6'1" senior for the Summit Storm. And forces another 3 and out for this Grants Pass Cavemen offense. Clock ticks under, 7 minutes to go. Well, an impressive showing for the Summit Storm defense here early, Joey.
Yeah, good job of containing this high-power Grants Pass offense. They're getting a lot of pressure. Almost a great block punt.
The ball hits off of a Summit Storm player on the far sideline. Body's on the floor. The officials rule that the Storm recover the football. So that's twice in the first quarter, twice in the last few minutes that a loose ball has fallen into the arms of the Summit Storm. 6:32 to go in the first quarter. No score from Grants Pass High School.
You're watching Grant High School football, brought to you by Table Rock Sports and these great businesses with the Friends of Grant High School football.
Welcome back to Grants Pass High School. First offensive play of this drive for the Summit Storm. A run by Dylan Kane. He gets bottled up by the Grants Pass Cavemen front line. Osipovich once again there on the stop for the Cavemen. Brings up 2nd and 9. Clock ticking, 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Both teams with 3 and outs their first offensive possession. The Summit Storm got a big gain from Reese Judish, about a 25-yard gain that brought the Storm just outside of the red zone, but then Judish fumbled the football, pushed the Summit Storm out behind the chains, and they just never recovered and ended up punting on 3rd down. Coyle with the fake. He rolls out. Little dump pass complete to Andrew Ryan. He gets wrapped up past the Grants Pass 35-yard line. Tackle made by Jet Hood. And that will set up 3rd down at about 3 or 4. So a big spot here. Neither team able to get on the board just yet. Coyle will dump pass off to Dylan Kane on the pitch, rolls up the far sideline, rumbling, takes a couple of Grants Pass Cavemen with him past the 1st down marker. And that is a grown man run by Dylan Kane. Correction, Andrew Ryan there on the carry for the Summit Storm. 1st down around the 33, maybe 34-yard line. Two wide receivers, shotgun formation. Coyle hands the ball off. This time it is to Dylan Kane, trying to burst to the outside, and he gets gang tackled by a number of Grants Pass cavemen. Once again, in the middle of everything, on the front lines for the cavemen, Peter Osipovich. So no gain on that play, maybe a loss of about a half yard. Checking into the game is Jackson Bailey for the Summit Storm. Bailey, 6'2", tight end. He's lining up on the top of the offensive line on the top of your screen. Joe Cross, the top wide receiver. Ryan Sprayer on the bottom. Pitch to Dylan Kane, looking to turn to the outside. He gets wrapped up once again. And we're seeing on just about every single play, Joey, 6 or 7 Grants Pass defenders are there tackling the guy with the football, and that's a great sign to see. That's a sign of a really good defense. You don't have to play one-on-one, right? You got 11 guys, use them all, and all of them are engaged, actively seeking out the football. It's okay if you, the individual, misses your tackle because you got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 guys behind you ready to make a play. 3rd and short for the Summit Storm. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Tobias steps back and a flag is thrown. Offense going to be charged with this one, a false start. Oh, that's a tough blow for the Summit Storm. 3rd and short. Backs you up 5 yards. It's now 3rd and 6. Ball pushed all the way back to the 37-yard line. Clock stopped right at 3:30. No score between the Grants Pass Cavemen and the Summit Storm here in the first quarter. In the backfield with Tobias is Dylan Kane. Correction, that's Ryan Powell, who gets a couple of nice blocks on the rushing Caleb Martinez. Spinning and looking for the first down is Tobias, and I think he got it. We'll see. It's going to be really close. It depends on where they spot this football. And that will bring up 4th down. Oh, apologies. I was looking at the front chain, thinking it was the back chain. Difficult viewing angle up here in the press box, but it sets up a 4th and 8, so still a long ways to go. They're going to go for it here. Coyle airs it out. The pass is caught inside the 25-yard line. Gus Martin there on the receiving end of that one. We saw a very similar play earlier in the first quarter. This time Martin able to hold on. So now 1st and 10 from just outside the 20-yard line. It's going to be about the 22. Or did he get the first down? They're going to measure here.
Close. It's going to be close. Summit thinks they have it, but they might be a little biased at this point.
Well, if you'd like to be an OSAA official, as they're going to rule it a first down. If you'd like to be an OSAA official, now is the best time to do so. There is a serious shortage statewide in all sports at all levels. Remember the people that called your games in high school? Well, now it's your turn. Visit www.newofficials.org to learn how you can get back in the game. So the Summit Storm indeed are awarded that first down. And they'll have 1st and 10 at the 23. 2.5 minutes to go. Ball handed off to Ryan Powell. Looking left, but no one is. Oh, there is one person there. Harrison Carey. Nowhere to go for Ryan Powell and the Summit Storm. Another nice tackle in the backfield for the Cavemen.
The Grants Pass doing a good job of getting off the ball defensively, beating the offensive line, and getting into the backfield.
Tobias takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out, and Harrison Carey was gunning for him. Instead, looking for a lot of yardage, and inside the red zone goes Tobias. Hank Tobias, not afraid to put the ball on the ground and tuck and run. Gets his team inside the red zone. This is the first red zone possession of the game for either team. And here we go. Minute 45. They hand the ball off to Powell. Runs up the middle and gets stuffed. There on the stop was once again Peter Osipovich. Also there on the stop was Tyson Dixon. So 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. So nearly goal to go for the Summit Storm, trying to break this scoreless affair with a minute 20 remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Powell in the backfield for the Summit Storm. They're going to fake the handoff. Coyle rolling out left. Pass complete to Martin. He gets tackled out of bounds and around the 4-yard line. So Martin, the only player with a reception in this game for the Summit Storm. He has a couple. Clock now under a minute to go, about 50 seconds remaining. It's 3rd down and 4 on the 5. In the backfield for the Summit Storm is Reese Judish. He rattled off that 25-yard run earlier in the first quarter. Let's see if they give him the ball here. They do. Judish will get wrapped up at about the 2. So the Grants Pass defense holds strong. That will bring up 4th down and about, maybe 1. No, about 3. They're marking at the 4-yard line. The clock will run out, and the Summit Storm will pick up on a 4th and 2 on the 3 when we come back. No score between the Grants Pass Cavemen and the Summit Storm after 1. You're watching Grants Pass football on TableRockSports.net.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind, or discovering a place that feeds your hunger, where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore? So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Welcome back, sports fans. Broadcasting live from Grants Pass High School in gorgeous Grants Pass, Oregon. My name is Jonathan Kerman. Alongside me is Joey Brett. Start of the second quarter. And after a great stand in the red zone by the Grants Pass defense, the Summit Storm are going to kick the ball, and it's blocked by Jet Hood. A poor snap by the Summit Storm. The ball bounced a couple of times before it reached the placeholder. And in the backfield in a hurry was Jet Hood. Oh, what a way to swing the momentum in your favor, Joey. End of the first quarter, your defense puts up a great stop. It was 1st down and 10 on the 11 for the Summit Storm. They fail to reach the end zone. And then the first play of the second quarter with the Storm potentially breaking this scoreless tie. You get the blocked kick. However, now the Grants Pass Cavemen are going to be working from their own half-yard line. They'll hand the ball off to Rex Lyons, and he gets out of the end zone, and that's step number 1 if you're the Grants Pass Cavemen. Just get out of the blue. Pickup of a couple of yards, and a flag is thrown by the officials on the far sideline. No score between these two teams through 1 quarter of play. The largest play of the game came on a 25-yard rush by Summit Storm running back Reese Judish. Grants Pass Cavemen have really not had much of anything in that first quarter, Joey, and that's coming off the heels of a 39-point game. It was a loss, but still a 39-point game.
Yeah, neither team was really got anything going. Just the one run for
Judish,
Summit,
yeah.
and 27 yards, the biggest play of the first quarter. other than that, both defenses doing a really good job of just shutting opposing offense down.
Well, the ball pushed back to the original spot, so inside their own 1-yard line. And Joey, I'm not sure what the Vegas odds were on this, but it's possible that the very first point scored in this game is going to be a safety.
It could be. It very well could be. We'll see if Grants Pass can do a good job of just getting the ball. Oh, they're going to decline the penalty here to leave it where it lied.
Interesting. So accept the pickup of a couple, but they lose that down, and so now it is second down and about 9.
A lot of faith in your defense there.
Absolutely.
Although it doesn't really hurt when you're got them pushed up against your own end zone there.
And that's true, right? Is you gain, if you're the Summit Storm, you gain a yard, maybe a yard and a half. The Cavemen are backed up in their own end zone no matter how you slice it, and now they have one less down to work with. They'll hand the ball off up the middle. Rex Lyons once again just gets out of the end zone and is pushed back, maybe crossed the 5-yard line, but nothing much after that. 11 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. Brings up 3rd and 6. So at the very least, Joey, Rex Lyons for the Grants Pass Cavemen gave his quarterback, Chase Coyle, at least a little bit of room to operate. It's never fun when you're a quarterback and you're in the pocket in your own end zone. His heels on the back line is the senior quarterback, Chase Coyle, for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Takes the snap. He will hand the ball off. That's Jake Henricks, who gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. And so the Cavemen, a 3-and-out, deep in their own territory.
It's unusual for Grants Pass there as well to just kind of run the ball. Even though they're pushed up against their end zone, they're usually see them take a few attempts to, when you're there, why not? Go deep, try to make something happen and make the most of it.
The punter for Grants Pass on the very back end of the end zone, and he gets it off. The ball fielded at the 35-yard line. Joe Cross, a big return inside the 20-yard line. So how about this for a starting spot for the Summit Storm? They will begin this offensive drive at the 11-yard line. Third red zone trip of the game for the Summit Storm. Let's see if the third time's the charm to break this scoreless tie with 10:19 to go in the second quarter. I formation for the Storm. They're going to hand the ball off to their running back, who cuts up the middle and gets hit at about the 10-yard line. That is Reese Judish on the carry. A decent gain will set up 2nd and 5. You hear the student section, that nervous energy. It's your home opener. You want to come out. You want to dominate early. But right now, it's the Summit Storm that are in control of this football game. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 5. Fake handoff. Rolling out to his right is Tobias, and he just throws it away. Well, we started off the second quarter, Joey, with that blocked punt by Jet Hood. We thought, wow, that's going to be a key point in the game. It's going to change, going to shift the momentum in Grants Pass favor. Well, they get pinned on their own 1-yard line and go 3 and out. But the ensuing, on the punt, Summit gets within the 20. But if you can hold Summit here again, going to be another big momentum boost for the Grants Pass Cavemen. 3rd and 5 for the Storm. They hand the ball off to Reddish, running to the left side, looking to turn the corner. Nothing but blue jerseys. He cuts up the middle, gets inside the 10, and not much else. Peter Osipovich again on the stop for the Cavemen.
That's his 5th tackle of the night.
And we still have 9:15 to go in the second quarter. Osipovic been all over the field for the Grants Pass Cavemen. And now here we go. Another 4th down situation for the Summit Storm. They punted on their first 4th down. On their second 4th down, there was that failed field goal where the snap on the ball just rolled twice or 3 times before it reached the placeholder. Kick never got away as Jet Hood for the Cavemen flew in on special teams to block the punt. And now a timeout called by the Summit Storm. We're going to keep things right here. 8:42 to go in the second quarter. No score between the Summit Storm and your Grants Pass Cavemen. The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, and compassionate care to their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781.
Do you have Chase throwing a pass yet? Has he completed a pass?
I
don't believe he's completed a pass yet.
Don't believe so. We were talking about this earlier, how it seemed like the only player to receive a catch was Gus Martin, a running back for the Summit Storm. And yeah, aside from some pitches and some shovel passes, Chase Coyle has not aired the ball. We haven't seen any shots downfield, Joey.
Just one passing attempt.
So here we go, 4th down for the Summit Storm inside the 10-yard line. It's 4th and 3. They hand the ball off to Judish, bounces to the outside, gets the first down, dives into the end zone, and he is ruled just short. So the Cavemen defense, they bend but don't break, at least not yet. It's 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line. QB sneak snuffed out by the Cavemen front line. Hank Tobias ran forward and then ran backwards. And a fumble and recovery by the Cavemen. A huge play for Grants Pass, recovering the ball on their own 1-yard line. The student section is loving it. So hard to find out, who and what and where and when and how and why that ball ends up in the arms of the Grants Pass Cavemen, but it does. And now for the second consecutive possession, the Cavemen will start inside their own 1-yard line.
No better time to go deep or try to make something happen than now.
Let's see what happens. Chase Coyle gets the snap, hands the ball off, and tackled in the backfield. Just getting out of the end zone was Jake Henricks. Whoa, boy, was that close. We almost saw a safety be the first point scored here at Grants Pass High School in the 2019 season. Instead, no gain on the play, sets up 2nd and 10. The Cavemen break the huddle. We've seen now 5 plays run, well, 4 plays besides the punt run inside this 1-yard line territory. They've all been runs. Let's see if the Cavemen go for it again. No, instead of QB sneak, Chase Coyle gains a good chunk of yardage, just gives himself some breathing room and sets up a manageable 3rd down with that QB sneak. Under 7.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. No score between the Summit Storm and your Grants Pass Cavemen. You see the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. 3rd and 5 for the Cavemen on their own 6-yard line, which feels like all the room in the world compared to where they've ran their last 4 or 5 offensive possessions. Chase Coyle now standing under green grass. Got to be a good feeling. He will throw a pass, and wide open down the near sideline is Joel Valadez. He is going to go the distance, ladies and gentlemen. 94 yards on the reception. Joel Valadez gives the Grants Pass Cavemen the first score of the game.
no better completion than that one right there. If you're going to get your first one, it might as well be for 95 yards.
On to kick the extra point. That's Tyson Dixon. And his kick gets blocked, so no good. Failed point after attempt, but the Grants Pass Cavemen get a touchdown. 95 yards by Joel Valadez. Let's take one more look at that highlight. Here it is. Well, we're going to work out the technical difficulties here on our end. Let's try this one more time. Yes, now. Something that I want to point out, Joey, is keep an eye on Chase Coyle right there. He pump faked, and that's what brought the defensive backs forward and allowed Joe Valadez to get by the back of the defense. Look, that pump right there, that shake, the defensive back 10, 15 yards behind, and Joel Valadez, nothing but green grass in front of him. 95 yards for the score. Grants Pass Cavemen strike first. The score is 6-0. Cavemen on to kick. Ball sent away by Riley Bonney. Received at the 5-yard line by the Summit Storm. That's Ryan Powell looking for some running room. Gets to about the 30-yard line, maybe the 27. And that's where the Summit Storm will take over. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 6-0 Grants Pass on a 95-yard catch and run by Joel Valadez, the 5'11 senior for the Grants Pass Cavemen. First and 10 for the Storm. They're going to hand the ball off. The run up the middle, snuffed out. Nowhere for Ryan Powell to go. And that will set up second and long. We highlighted it before the game, Joey. This front line for the Grants Pass Cavemen, very formidable, and they've been causing the Summit Storm problems all game long. You have that 1 yard by Judish for 25 yards, and other than that, really not much else going on the ground. Not much else going overall for the Summit Storm.
Yeah, Summit doing a little bit of work. They have a rush for 27, a rush for 14. They've picked up some good chunks of yardage, in small doses, but they haven't been able to convert those all-important third downs, and that's what's really hurt them early on in this football game. They got to do a better job of converting on third down, giving themselves more opportunities. They're doing a good job of moving down the field, but when it gets important, it's just not been there.
Speaking of converting on third down, let's take one more look at that 95-yard catch and run by Joel Valadez. It came on 3rd and 5. You see the Cavemen pinned deep in their own zone.
I said it for a while.
Chase Coyle.
It's bound to happen. You got to take that big one.
It takes that shot, and he does. Perfectly placed ball right in stride for Joel Valadez, and he was gone. Blink of an eye, 95 yards into the end zone to break this scoreless game open. 6-0 Cavemen, 6:05 remaining in the second quarter. Second down and 9 for the Summit Storm. You're listening and watching Grants Pass Cavemen football live on Table Rock Sports, presented by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. I formation for the Summit Storm. Reese Judish in the backfield. They're going to hand the ball off to the fullback. I believe that's Oliver Hussman. Yes, it is. And he rumbles forward for a gain of about 5. Sets up a manageable 3rd and 4 for the Summit Storm. U.S. Cellular is celebrating 30 years of providing wireless service in Medford by throwing a free concert featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Macklemore. If you want tickets, U.S. Cellular will be distributing 3,500 tickets on Saturday, 9/14 tomorrow at the 7 participating U.S. Cellular locations in the Rogue Valley. Penalty flag is thrown. That's because the Summit Storm wanted to hear more about this free concert featuring Macklemore.
Get there early. Get your lawn chairs out. Tent. You might want to camp out.
So tickets will be given away starting at 10 a.m., but Joey, you and I both know better. We're going to start lining up at around 8, maybe 8:30.
I will be there at 8.
If we're feeling lucky. Head on over to uscellularcelebrates.com for store locations and details. Tickets will be given on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. 2 general admission tickets per person, must be 16 years or older. And Joey, I really appreciate you getting out there early and getting me 2 tickets for Macklemore. I really appreciate that. 3rd down and 9 after the penalty for the Summit Storm. Tobias looking downfield. Joe Cross not going to get there. He was being covered by Joel Valadez, a pair of number 9s down the field. And that will bring up 4th down. For the Summit Storm, I mean, boy, it feels like so much has been handed to you. Yes, you had the blocked punt, or the blocked field goal, but after a 3 and out, you started the last offensive drive before this one. You started it inside the 20-yard line. You fail to score. You fumble the ball on the 1-yard line. Grants pass comes right back 3 plays as this punt not going very far. It lands inside the 50, takes a Grants pass bounce, and will finally be whistled dead just outside the 40-yard line. We're going to step away for a quick break. Joey and I will talk more about this game when we come back here on TableRockSports.net.
You're watching Grant High School football, brought to you by Table Rock Sports and these great businesses with the Friends of Grant High School football.
Welcome back. 5:10 remaining in the second quarter. 6-0 in favor of Grants pass. 1st and 10. Pass to the far side, caught by Jet Hood, looking to break down the sideline, gets tripped up by Jack Schaefer for the Summit Storm. And Schaefer with a touchdown saving tackle right there for the Summit Storm. Gain of about 9, sets up 2nd and 1. Lone touchdown in this game, a 95-yard catch and run by Joel Valadez for Grants pass. Coyle's 3-step drop, looking for the end zone, just out of reach. He had Devik Chang on the receiving end of that one, but Coyle just a little too much on that pass. And that will set up 3rd down and short. Both teams had a 3 and out to start this game. The Summit Storm had the majority, well, in fact, have had every single, how about this, Joey? The Summit Storm have had every single red zone possession in this game, and they trail 6-0. One of those,
incredible.
Yeah, and it certainly is one of those funky stats that just been kind of a funky game. I believe, yes, 3 trips to the end zone. I mean, one of those trips, their offensive drive started on in the red zone, but yes, 3 trips, and there's a penalty on the play going to go against Grants pass, pushing them back past their own, or past the 40-yard line, spotted at the Summit 43. 2nd and 11 for the Cavemen. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Coyle. Going to fake the handoff. Short pass caught, but I think he wishes that Keenan Alderson did not make that catch.
I don't think they're going to give him the catch on that one.
Oh, interesting. Let's see. Well, yeah, still 3rd and 11, no matter how you slice it. 3rd and long for the Grants pass Cavemen. 4:33 remaining in the first half. 6-0 Cavers. 4 wide receivers, 3 to Coyle's right. He takes the snap. He's looking left. Pass is complete on the far sideline to Joel Valadez. Not enough for the 1st down, and that will bring on the kicking unit for the Cavers. Clock ticking, now under 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Back to return the punt for the Summit Storm is senior Joe Cross. Punt is away. It lands out of bounds on the far sideline. 3 minutes and 48 seconds for the Summit Storm to try and put some points on the board before we head into the locker room for halftime. Before or after the game, fans, stop in at Arby's at 41 East Stewart Avenue in Medford, where they have the meats, and they mean it. Arby's at Stewart and Riverside before or after the game. This broadcast is also brought to you by My Circle K. Get your crunch on with crispy, crunchy chicken. It's available at My Circle K. That's a game winner right there. Find them, follow them, and kick back with them at mycirclek.com. 1st and 10, 3:48 to go. Little shovel pass to Dylan Kane. He gets wrapped up near the 20-yard line. A healthy gain by Kane for the Summit Storm. Sets up 2nd and 4. Fans, make sure stick around for the halftime show. Joey and I will break down all of the important stats from the first half, bring you scores from around the league, from all over the state of Oregon, and all of our coverage here on TableRockSports.net, and get you ready for the second half. They hand the ball off to Hussman. He will get wrapped up in the backfield. On the stop for the Cavemen, Harrison Carey. More pressure and more penetration in the backfield for the Grants Pass Cavemen. There is a flag down on the play. And let's see what the officials rule here. In the meantime, I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Once again, a free concert featuring Macklemore is being put on by U.S. Cellular, who are celebrating 30 years of providing wireless service in the Rogue Valley. If you want tickets, U.S. Cellular will be distributing 3,500 tickets on this Saturday, tomorrow, at the 7 participating U.S. Cellular locations starting at 10 a.m. Head on over to uscellularcelebrates.com for store locations and details. Tickets will be given out on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. Penalty called on the Summit Storm pushes them back inside their own 10-yard line, something that the Grants Pass Cavemen are very familiar with. They've operated almost half of their offensive possessions have come from inside their own 5, inside their own 3-yard line, but they lead 6-0. Let's see what the Storm do here on a 3rd and 15 on their own 9-yard line. They hand the ball off, looking for an edge, and not going to get one is Dylan Kane. He gets wrapped up by the Grants Pass secondary. And that will set up 4th down. Well, a quick 3 and out is what the Cavemen wanted. There's still 2.5 minutes to go in this half. Grants Pass will have an opportunity to put more points on the board before we head to halftime, Joey.
Yeah, Grants Pass looking to get on the board again and build a little comfortable lead going into halftime, give them a little breathing room and be able to come out, maybe work on a couple things and attempt a couple things that you didn't get to maybe the first week in a tight game. It's still early on in this season, so a lot of stuff to work out, a lot of things to see what works, what doesn't work going into conference play.
The Storm will call timeout. We'll take one as well. Minute 56 to go in the first half.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Welcome back to Grants Pass High School. Minute 56 to go in the first half. The Grants Pass Cavemen on top of the Summit Storm 6-0. Summit Storm punting from their own 11-yard line. The ball bounces at about the 43 and out of bounds. And so the Grants Pass Cavemen will have a minute 51 to go. Try and put more points up on the board. The lone scorer in this game, a 95-yard touchdown catch and run by Joel Valadez, connecting with his quarterback, Chase Coyle. Jonathan Kerman here alongside me, Joey Brett. On your screen, a gorgeous look at Grants Pass High School against a setting autumn sun. Thank you all so much for being here on TableRockSports.net as we kick off coverage of Grants Pass High School football. So, Joey, with a minute 51, we know what this offense is capable of. Are we going to see just more of Joel Valadez, or is Chase Coyle going to try and spread the love around?
Really, at this point, not too sure. Typically, I would say that you're going to see a Chase Coyle touchdown in the next two plays, but the way they've started this game.
As Coyle flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, catch complete. No! Ball dropped at the last moment. Keenan Alderson just couldn't quite hang on. And so that will bring up second down, excuse me. Coyle flushed out of the pocket. Good penetration brought on by the Summit front lines.
Well, Chase Coyle, he hasn't thrown many passes, but he's 50% completion rate at the moment. 3 of 6, 109 yards and a touchdown.
Minute 44 remaining. Well, as of right now, Chase Coyle averaging over 50 yards per pass. This little dump pass complete to Caleb Martinez, looking for some running room. And he will get down inside the 40-yard line at about the 37. That'll bring up third down and about 5. No correction, less than that. A generous spot for the Cavemen, 3rd and 2. The Cavemen working quickly here. They're going to hand the ball off, and a nice juke up the middle by Jake Hendricks. He butts all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Clock stopped with a minute 12 to go as the Cavemen call timeout. No, they don't. Clock stopped just to get the ball set. My correction. So, clock ticking now. Just about a minute remaining in this first half. Coyle going to step back. Throw down the far sideline complete. That's to Joel Valadez. He gets wrapped up and pushed out of bounds inside the 15. That'll stop the clock at 56 and a half seconds. Second and 4 for the Cavemen in the red zone. And now for the first time, Joey, the Cavemen operating inside their own red zone. The lone score in this game coming on Grants Pass's own 5-yard line.
Look for Chase to go to a back pylon here. Something that seems like they like to do a lot.
A dangerous throw over the middle, knocked down.
He was there on the left side. Back pylon.
Joey had it pegged. Chase Coyle didn't see him. As there is an injured Summit player on the grass. He's going to get up. Looks like he's okay. And that's number 45, William Schmidt. And he is going to make his way off the field and get looked at by the training staff. 3rd and 4 for the Grants Pass Cavemen. 52 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cavemen trying to tack on to this 6-0 lead. 95-yard touchdown catch and run by Joe Valadez back in the early parts of this second quarter. Then had their point after attempt blocked by the Summit Storm special teams. 3 wide receivers, 2 to Chase Coyle's left. Man in motion is Valadez. They're going to fake the handoff to him and give it to Hendricks up the middle. Whole lot of green grass. Spinning is Hendricks. Going down. He finally lands in the end zone. No. Down at the 1-yard line. And you hear the collective sighs of the fans here at Grants Pass High School.
It looked good.
It did look good. And the Cavemen going to work quickly here. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the 1-yard line. First down. Coyle Hands it off to Hendricks. He gets hit in the backfield and will be stopped. Clock continues to run and now finally gets stopped at 28.5 seconds. This time a timeout is called by the Grants Pass Cavemen with 28 seconds to go. So Joy, we'll see what will happen here on these next couple of plays. But the Summit Storm, I mean, if they're able to put up a stop here and prevent Grants Pass from getting in the end zone, that completely changes the complexion of this football game.
Yeah, you got to stop here going into halftime. That's huge. You don't give up those extra points. Give Grants Pass any room to work. You can come out. Grants Pass does get the ball back in the second half, though, so you're going to have to come out, stop them one more time, try to get the ball back and square things up and make this an even ball game. So
we've seen both defenses put up fantastic fronts when it matters most inside the 5-yard line. Summit Storm just did it, and they wrapped up Jake Hendricks for a loss on the play. Sets up 2nd and 2.
It could be the most pivotal 28 seconds of the game here. You let them score, they come back, get the ball back, score again to open up the second half.
Hendricks takes it again and gets hit once again in the backfield. Carter Campbell, player who was highlighted by the Summit Storm coaching staff before the game. He is their star outside linebacker and showed why on that play right there, getting pressure in the backfield, putting the hit on Jake Hendricks. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Cavemen. 23 seconds to go. As you can see, the gorgeous sunset and the terrific backdrop for this exciting football game, an unorthodox football game to say the least, Joey. Grants Pass with a 6-0 lead.
I love the college campus feel here that you get kind of at the football field. Not so much the high school itself, but when you're out here watching the game, you got the center over here. Everything just, feels like a little bit bigger of a program than a typical high school Friday night football game.
Absolutely. Large stands, and I mean, they are packed to the brim on both sides. There are fans on both sides of the
As they'll let you know, very passionate about their football here. 90% of the stadium is reserved seating.
This time Coyle goes to the air and looking to escape trouble. He will get sacked for a loss. Coyle wrapped up past the 15-yard line. And now the clock ticking. There's only 5 seconds left, and Grants Pass doesn't have a timeout. They're going to go for it here. Final play of the half. Coyle looking into the end zone. Pass complete. Touchdown, Cavemen. Zach Reynolds on the reception for Grants Pass. As time expires.
That was big.
What a swing of momentum. Grants Pass 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. The Summit Storm stopped them on 3 consecutive downs, 3 consecutive losses. Grants Pass was going backwards on that drive. And then on 4th down with the clock winding down, Chase Coyle dancing in the pocket, buys himself some extra time. Zach Reynolds, a post route to his left in the back of the end zone, hauls it in for the Grants Pass score. They're going to go for 2 here to try and make up for the blocked point after attempt on the first touchdown. Coyle's pass is blocked, and so that will bring us to halftime. The Grants Pass Cavemen 12, the Summit Storm nothing. Stick around, the halftime show is coming up next here on TableRockSports.net.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah?
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
They do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that.
Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
We're here because U.S. Cellular has unlimited data, and our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you over and over again. Get no hidden fees and unlimited data with a stronger signal plus $300 back only from U.S. Cellular.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
If you're a coach or plan to be a coach, what kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
Coaches look at an individual not just as their athlete, but as a future citizen.
It just taught me to do my job and work hard all the time. He works his butt off.
She's gonna teach you how far you can actually go. She's so involved. She's gonna push you to your limit.
Be on time, accountability, know how to work hard. Those are lifelong skills that all coaches should be pushing on their kids.
It's not just the time you spend in the gym, it's the time that you spend out of the gym.
We have expectations out of our kids on the field and off the field. It's awesome to see when your players do the right thing without being prompted by adults.
Having that connection with everybody is what I feel like I bring, whether it's mom, sister, friend.
What makes a good coach is just how involved he is in his students' lives. He made me want to make myself better. He made me feel like I was good at something.
A great coach won't let you give up on you.
In the end, they want you to be the best you can be. They're doing it because they care about you.
As far as making an impact on their lives, I don't think there's anybody better.
Welcome back to Grants Pass High School. You're watching Table Rock Sports coverage of Grants Pass High School football. Thank you all so much for joining us here on TableRockSports.net, making us a part of your Friday evening. My name is Jonathan Kerman. Alongside me is Joey Brett. We are in the halftime, the marching band taking the field to entertain the fans here at Grants Pass High School. You see the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Grants Pass 12, the Summit Storm 0. A pair of touchdowns tossed by senior quarterback Chase Coyle for the Grants Pass Cavemen. The first one, an electric 95-yard catch and run by senior Joel Valadez. And then maybe an even more exciting play as time expired in the second quarter. On fourth down, Chase Coyle finds Juan Velasquez in the back end of the end zone. They did fail the two-point conversion on that second touchdown, and so that leaves us with this 12-0 score. So as we enter into this halftime report, we'd like to take a moment to first thank our wonderful presenting sponsor, Lithia Autos Superstores. It is made possible, this broadcast is made possible by Lithia Auto Superstores on Crater Lake Highway and their general manager, Jason Lawrence. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with the outstanding staff. Say hi and thank you to Jason Lawrence if you get a chance and our title sponsor, Lithia Autos Superstores. So, Joey, let's take a look at some key stats from the first half. As I have to mention a very interesting start for the Grants Pass Cavemen Marching Band. A former band geek myself, so it's always interesting to see what other high schools do. And here we go. As the
Grants Pass with a really great band. Year after year, you hear them. They get to go join the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Always turning in first place in a lot of their competitions they go to. So you'll hear their name throughout the season and throughout the year, the school year.
You know, I would love to talk more about high school marching band. I've got countless stories to tell you, but I think the fans at home want to hear about that first half, and there was a lot to talk about. So, Joey, what's the first thing that you want to talk about? We want to dig into here.
Overall, just a great job of both defenses, really.
Right.
Summit containing Grants Pass to only 12 points there in the first half. That's big. Regardless of being down by 12, you're in this ball game. That's just tough to do in its own. Grants Pass doing a fantastic job as well. They've shut out Summit in the first half. Their defense really stepped up, shutting down Summit on countless third downs, not giving up, and a few, third and shorts, and really coming up big. Some stats from the first half. Summit rushing the ball. They were talking about wanting to get a little bit more even on the pass game, the rush game. Well, they're doubled up on the run so far to start against Grants Pass. 20 rushing attempts, but only 76 yards in the first half. On the other end, they've thrown the ball 9 times, 3 completions, 12 yards. So not a whole lot going in the passing game for them. 1 fumble, 1 lost fumble.
And that lost fumble, Joey, let's give some context to that, because that was really where this game, well, not really where this game got interesting, because you had 3 and outs in the first 2 drives. That not terribly interesting, but the Summit Storm marched down the field. They get to the 1 yard line. 1 yard line. Their quarterback, Hank Tobias, tries to sneak it in himself and gets stopped outside the end zone. In amongst the bodies, the ball pops loose. The Grants Pass Cavemen come up. Well, let's actually rewind a little bit. The Summit Storm do march down the field, and they do get within the 5 yard line, but the Grants Pass Cavemen stop on 3 consecutive plays, prevent Summit from getting in the end zone inside the 10 yard line. So Summit then elects to go for the field goal. The snap bounces on the ground 3 or 4 times before it reaches the placeholder's hands, and by that time, special teams player Jet Hood for the Cavemen flew in and blocked the kick. Ball was recovered by the Cavemen on their own 1 yard line. And so you have Grants Pass pinned down deep in their own territory, inside their own 1 yard line. The Summit Storm force a 3 and out. Grants Pass punts the ball away. It's recovered at about the 40 yard line and then brought inside the 20. So on the very next ensuing drive for the Summit Storm, they start their offensive drive inside the red zone. Once again, Grants Pass able to stop Summit from reaching the end zone, and that was where that 1 yard QB sneak attempt by Hank Tobias for the Summit Storm. He then fumbles the ball, loses it. Grants Pass recovers, and this time, same position inside your own 1 yard line, but a different story. After a QB sneak by Chase Coyle to give himself some breathing room, gets to about the 5 yard line, has a beautiful move, a beautiful pump fake to fool the defensive back for the Summit Storm. And let's take a look at that play right now. You'll see on the left side of your screen, Chase Coyle gets the snap, and right there, that one shimmy with his shoulders got the defensive back to bite forward, and that was all Joel Valadez
got the cameraman
needed.
to bite, too. I went short.
And Joel Valadez went long and took it to the house, 95 yards for the first Grants Pass score. So that was electric.
And the first Grants Pass completion.
And the first completion by Chase Coyle in this game after putting up over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in week 1. The first completed pass of the game for the Grants Pass Cavemen goes for 95 yards, and the score courtesy of Joel Valadez. Later in that second quarter, and when I say later, I mean much later, the very, very end, the final seconds, Grants Pass gets stopped on third down. Chase Coyle gets sacked, loses about, 9 or 10 yards, sets up 4th and 17, 4th and goal from the 17. With the clock winding down under 10 seconds, Grants Pass doesn't have time to set up their field goal team, so what do? They go for it on 4th down. You're playing with house money at the end of the half, and Chase Coyle was money, finding Juan Velasquez in the back end of the end zone as time expired to give Grants Pass their second score of the game. Really electric stuff in that first half. Anything else, Joey, that stood out to you?
Yeah, Grants Pass just doing a good job of just being really patient and taking care of the football, not making really too many mistakes. Even though they were pushed down, usually you see them take that big opportunity downfield, but they played it a little safe, and that maybe just be because it's early in the season, get a little confidence under your belt. But doing a good job in the first half. They were 15 rushing attempts for 54 yards. Chase Coyle, 6 of 10, 140 yards in the first half. So good job kind of all around for them. Good even passing game, running game, and doing a good job of just taking care of the football.
I mean, the stars right now are the defensive lines for both teams. Both teams had huge goal line stops to prevent the opposition from scoring, but Grants Pass with the 12-zip advantage. Taking a look at some scores from around the state of Oregon, all being covered by Table Rock Sports. You can click on to any other of those games. Just hop out of this one, find another game you want to listen to and watch, click on it. It's that easy as we have migrated over onto YouTube. North Medford has a 27-6 lead over Jefferson up in Portland. St. Mary's is up 41-0 over Lost River, and that is the halftime score. So if you are looking for a blowout and want some low-anxiety, low-drama football, that'd be the game to go to. St. Mary's at Lost River. Crater, 35-7 over Willamette. Cascade Christian, 22-14 over Klamath Union. That game is in the first half, and that game is winding down. Phoenix up 21-0 over Newport at the half. So you've got the Cascade Christian Klamath Union game. That's a 6-point game. And aside from that, we're the other really competitive, really tight football game, Joey. And so I appreciate all of you at home listening and tuning in as we begin our coverage of Grants Pass High School football. This has been the Halftime Report. We're going to step away for another quick break, and when we come back, the second half of action from Grants Pass High School. You're watching Grants Pass football on TableRockSports.net.
It's only Wednesday, but you're ready to bail. Her Majesty is calling, sweet and uncrowded and topped like a cake. The Rogue River whispering low, rumbling with heads of steel. And in between, the sure certainty that work can wait. So leave it till Monday and take a round trip to Southern Oregon. Your escape begins when you travel Medford.
The Friends of Grant High Football and Table Rock Sports welcome you to Grant Generals Football live each Friday. Along with the support of these local businesses, we're excited to bring you all home and away football action through TableRockSports.net. Each game is also archived on the website for fans to enjoy on demand anytime. If your business would like to get in the game, visit the website friendsofgrantfootball.com. Enjoy the games.
Welcome back, sports fans. Just about ready for the second half of action to kick off here at Grants Pass High School. The visiting Summit Storm trail the Grants Pass Cavemen 12-0. Summit received the opening kick, and so they will kick away to the Cavemen to start this second half. Jonathan Kerman here alongside me, the one and only Joey Brett. During the halftime show, we broke down the important key stats, highlighted some big plays, the blocked kick, the 95-yard touchdown, and then the touchdown to Juan Velasquez as time expired. Obviously both coming on the Grants Pass side as time expired in the first half. And so, Joey, what are you looking forward to in this second half? What does Summit need to do to get back into this football game? Because I feel like they're playing good football.
Both teams are playing really well. You can't knock Summit for really anything in that first half, except you got to protect the football. You can't fumble. You can't turn the ball over. Summit's just got to do a good job on the offensive line. They got to get off the ball and push the defense back, give their quarterback some time to work. They also got to give the running back a little bit of room, create some holes, and they haven't really done that. The defense has done their job so far, but the offensive line has to step it up and give the quarterback and the running back and the rest of the team even a chance to make something happen.
And for Summit to be successful in this second half, they're going to have to stop Peter Osipovich. Had 6 tackles in the first half, had 5 in the first quarter plus, and he was just a monster on the defensive line for the Grants Pass Cavemen. This broadcast would not be possible without the support of the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Dr. James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more.
It must be his boy over there at St. Mary's putting in all that work. I remember I called a game last year, and I happened to say the name Rajagopal quite a bit when I was doing that broadcast. I wonder if he's got a hand in that 40, would you say 41-0 at halftime over
Yes,
there?
for St. Mary's, yes, over Lost River. So the younger, the son Rajagopal certainly has his hands in that football game. If you want the elder Rajagopal to have his hands in your mouth, or to schedule for more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781. The Associates for Oral Maxillofacial Surgery, proud sponsors of Table Rock Sports and high school athletics in Oregon. Second half of action set to get underway here at Grants Pass High School. The visiting Summit Storm, nothing. The Grants Pass Cavemen, 12. Cavemen will receive, going from left to right. Storm break the huddle. Chico Acevedo going to kick away for Summit. Back to receive for the Grants Pass Cavemen, Joel Valadez. Kick is away, it's deep and sails into the end zone. Boy, that is quite a boot for Chico Acevedo, the junior for the Summit Storm. And Grants Pass will start at the 20-yard line. 2 scores in this game, a 95-yard catch and run by senior Joel Valadez. That was early in the second quarter, and then as time expired in the first half, Chase Coyle on 4th down and goal from the 17-yard line found Juan Velasquez in the back of the end zone. We mentioned, Joey, not a lot of passing attempts by Chase Coyle in this Grants Pass offense, but when he has thrown, it's warranted some pretty good results. So here we go, 1st and 10, the first play of the second half. Coyle in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands the ball off to Hendricks, cuts up the middle, sees some running room, gets to the 30 and down at the 33. A 10-yard run by Jake Henricks. He had 89 yards and a pair of touchdowns in Grants Pass opening week loss at Oregon City. Coyle, under pressure, completes it on the near sideline to Keenan Alderson. That's incredible concentration by Chase Coyle, sprinting backwards, and you have a lineman bearing down on you, able to make an accurate throw. Now on the near sideline, sets up 2nd and 5. Coyle in the shotgun. You see trips wide receivers at the top of your screen. Hands the ball off to Henricks. Gets hit as he goes down past the 40, around the 43-yard line. No surprise here to see the Grants Pass Cavemen and their head coach John Musser trying to establish the running game a little bit more in this second half. Neither team got a lot going on the ground. Longest rush of the game came for the Summit Storms. Reese Judish had a 25-yard scamper back in the first quarter. A minute away in the second half. Coyle bobbles the ball and will get sacked. Never had a handle on the snap and gets wrapped up at the 35. Sack going to be credited to David Nelson. That's a huge stop for the Summit Storm on 3rd down, brings up 4th and long. Back for the Summit Storm, Joe Cross to return this punt by Andrew Medley. Rushing out onto the field is Owen Davis. A little extra protection. And, boy, not a very far punt, but if you're Andrew Medley, you are thanking your lucky stars you even got the punt away, as pressure was being brought by David Nelson once again. 10 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Summit Storm will have their first offensive possession. So, Joey, Summit got that stop they needed. It wasn't a 3 and out, but just four or five offensive possessions for the Grants Pass Cavemen. And now we'll see if Summit can respond and put some points on the board. Handed off to the fullback. Hussman breaks through, slips through a tackle, and gets down inside the 20-yard line. Big man rush. Oliver Hussman, 5'10 senior.
26 yards.
On the 26-yard carry. Fullback Bruiser shed a couple of tackles before finally being brought down. And once again, another red zone opportunity for the Summit Storm. Now their 4th of the game. Hussman in the backfield along with Reese Judish for the Storm. They hand it off to Hussman again. It worked the first time. Go back to it. They're on the stop for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Guess who? Peter Osipovich with the stuff. Rush picks up about 3 or 4 yards. And we'll set up 2nd and 6. There's still a lot of football game left, Joey, but if you're the Summit Storm, it feels like you have to get a touchdown here. The field goal is still a 2-possession game. They're going to pitch it out to Judish, and he will get nothing. There on the stop for the Grants Pass Cavemen, Austin Klinger wrapping up the feet of the Storm tailback.
Yeah, this game easily could be 12-10. Summit with the missed opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. Numerous opportunities in the red zone. A missed kick, a fumble at the 1-yard line, and all that's in the past. It's 3rd and 7 right now as a penalty flag comes out onto the field.
It looked like that's going to be a false start on the offense.
And we've seen that a couple of times, too. It is indeed a false start. We've seen that a couple of times, too, Joey. A 3rd and 1 for the Summit Storm all of a sudden turns into a 3rd and 6. They then can't convert. And those are, those are drive-killing plays, and kill the drive, you can't score.
Tough place to come play football, too. Grants Pass, they bring a lot of energy. Their fans in their student section some of the loudest around.
3rd and 12. Tobias going to air it out and too far out of the reach of the running back Gus Martin, who has been targeted at more than any player on the football field through the air today. Sets up 4th and 12 for the Summit Storm.
I think you just have to go for it at this point.
Yeah, it looks
4th
like
down and 12. You don't convert here. You're not giving up any real good field position.
Right, a 21-yard line might as well be a kickoff. Starting to start a drive for the Grants Pass Cavemen. But right now, 4th and 12 for the Summit Storm. Tobias has pressure, looking for the end zone, and that pass is intercepted. Joel Valadez in the end zone with the pick, and the Grants Pass Cavemen will take over. So a big play, it's a play that gets the fans excited, but essentially is just an incompletion in terms of field position for the Grants Pass Cavemen. It was 4th down. Ball would have been on the 21-yard line. Instead, it's on the 20. Now, of course, Joel Valadez is going to take the interception. Better looking for the stats. Ball spotted right on that 20-yard line, and Grants Pass will take over. Second offensive drive of the half. Chase Coyle hands the ball off, running up the middle with some room. Spencer Sloan gets past the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 11.
Grants Pass just doing a good job, not necessarily getting any holes from the offensive line. They're not really pushing back the defense, but they are just doing a good job of finding the hole and making it and creating it on their own in the running game. Just giving a little slip to the defense, and up the field they've been.
Coyle with 3 wide receivers, 2 to his right. He's flushed out of the pocket. Dancing, gonna tuck and run for some yardage. The elusive Chase Coyle makes something out of nothing for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Sets up 2nd and about 5. We've seen that a couple of times in this game, Joey. We've seen Chase Coyle feel the pressure, have the pocket collapse on him, and he tucks and runs, picks up yardage. And it's not just a 5-yard gain, because if he goes down in the backfield, it's a loss of 5. It's a 10-yard swing. 2nd and 5 for Chase Coyle. He will hand the ball off. Looking to bounce to the outside is Spencer Sloan. He does, and picks up a 1st down for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Rumbles out near the 45-yard line. Brings up a 1st down.
And here goes that fast-paced offense. Once they start picking up some good chunks of yardage, Grants Pass, you'll notice, likes to just get up on the ball and they'll start moving.
Spencer Sloan once again picking up a good chunk of yardage. That run went for 7. Sets up 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 2. Trips wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Coyle gonna air it out. Or will he? He will get sacked. There is a penalty flag down on the field. And so we'll see. Joey, you just talked about how great the offensive line has been for Grants Pass, and now they're going to be whistled for a holding penalty. Commentator's curse rears its ugly head once again.
Right, always. Murphy's Law.
Clock stops at 7:07. Grants Pass on top 12-0. And let's see if Summit will accept the holding penalty or not. While all that gets sorted out, I'd like to tell you folks about Arby's after the game. Stop in at Arby's at 41 East Stewart Avenue in Medford, where they have the meats and they mean it. Arby's at Stewart and Riverside before or after the game. So the ball pushed back to the Grants Pass 43-yard line. It's 2nd and 12. Trips wide receivers on the bottom of your screen. Coyle, little short pass complete to Jet Hood. Who scampers forward for a gain of a couple. Gets back to the very original line of scrimmage to begin this drive. Sets up 3rd and 10. Six minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 3rd and 11 for the Grants Pass Cavemen. They have to get to the Summit 45. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side for Coyle. And a penalty flag comes out once again. You just had to say something, Joey, didn't you? All in jest, of course, but the second penalty of the drive for the Cavemen pushes them back another 5 yards and is going to make this 3rd down opportunity very, very difficult. So 3rd and 16 for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Clock stopped at 6:25. Let's see what Coyle pulls out of his hat this time. Pocket collapses immediately, and Coyle just shoves the ball to the ground. So the Summit Storm put up a great defensive front and force a Grants Pass punt. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. 12-0 lead for the Cavemen. Joe Cross back to receive this punt. Andrew Medley will boot it away. Cross fields it at the 30-yard line and gets hit almost immediately. Jet Hood there on the stop on special teams once again for the Grants Pass Cavemen. And the Summit Storm will start on their own 30-yard line.
If you weren't watching this broadcast while we were giving it to you, you might think that Grants Pass was like a 4 or 5 man team here. And a lot of names that you hear just constantly. Joel Valdez, Chase Coyle,
Jake Henricks, and
Jake Henricks.
On the defensive side, Peter Osipovich, of course.
They're doing all the damage tonight.
Pitch out and in through and past the first down marker and more. Reese Judish now with the 2 longest rushes of the game, had 25 yards in the first quarter. Here in the third, picks up about 15, maybe 16. Or maybe 14. That's where they spot the ball on the Summit 44-yard line.
So we're at 27, 26, and 14 for their long runs tonight.
Pass out in the flat. Judish pushed back behind the line of scrimmage. Sets up 2nd and maybe more than 10. I don't think he got back to the line. He did not. It's 2nd and 11 for the Summit Storm. 5 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And you hear that student section. They are fired up. And the ball off to Reddish again, looking for the outside, and he gets stopped. Jet Hood coming in from the edge. He is pumped up. Makes another stop, and that sets up 3rd and long.
Give him a yard.
3rd and 10. 5:10 remaining in the third quarter. Hank Tobias likely going to have to air it out here. 3-step drop, pressure coming from the edge. Pass complete out in the flat. to Judish, who gets past the 50-yard line, gets close to a first down, but I don't think he got it, Joey. And back near the line of scrimmage, there is a penalty flag on the play. So we'll see what the officials do, decide to sort all this out. Southern Oregon is a hotbed for local sports at the youth, high school, college, and even Olympic levels. Stay in touch with all sports in Southern Oregon at southernoregonsports.com. Personal foul on Grant's pass. So what could have been a third down stop instead pushes the ball all the way down onto the Grant's pass 34-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for the Summit Storm. Seen a lot of laundry in this third quarter, Joey.
Yeah, that's one of those plays right there that could be a big swing in the ball game.
Well, we talked about the last offensive drive for the Summit Storm. We felt like they had to get a touchdown. They failed to come up with any points. Now in the same position. They're going to hand the ball off to Oliver Hussman. Had some successful runs. Busts one up the middle for a gain of about 4. Inside the 30-yard line down to the 29. You hear the Grants Pass student section. They are loud. They are proud. Trying to cheer on this Grants Pass defense that has bent but has not broken yet today. 2nd and 5. I formation. They hand it off to Hussman once again. Runs up the middle, runs into some bodies, spins off them and breaks through inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown Summit! A huge swing for the Storm. First points of the game for Summit comes 4:09 remaining on a big boy run by Oliver Hussman. And just like that, Joey.
And there's their biggest run of the game, 29 yards.
Biggest run of the game, biggest play of the game for the Summit Storm as they look to kick now this point after. Soren McKee back to kick for the Summit Storm. It is up and it is good. So the Summit Storm strike in the third quarter. The score is 12-7 Grants Pass. Stick around. A lot of action still to come here on TableRockSports.net.
You're watching Grant High School football, brought to you by Table Rock Sports and these great businesses with the Friends of Grant High School football. Please support and thank these businesses for making Grant High School football possible on TableRockSports.net.
Welcome back, sports fans. You're watching Table Rock Sports coverage of Grants Pass football. The Summit Storm were held scoreless in the first half, but here in quarter number 3, they get on the board. A 29-yard rush by senior Oliver Hussman after getting hit multiple times in the backfield, Joey.
They're doing just a really good job of staying on his feet. They teach you that every day in practice. Just keep driving, get low, and keep the feet moving until you hear that whistle blow. He never heard that. They wrapped him up, but never heard that whistle blow, and he just kept on moving forward.
So the score now 12-7. Grants Pass with 2 touchdowns, one blocked field goal, and then one failed 2-point conversion. The Storm do convert on their point after attempt, and so that brings us where we're at right now. And here at the high school level, if you field a punt inside the end zone, that's an automatic touchback. And so the Grants Pass Cavemen will start on the 20-yard line. 4:09 remaining in the third quarter. Was all defense in the first quarter. Scoreless after one. Pair of touchdowns in the beginning stages and then at the very end of the second quarter for Grants Pass. And now the Summit Storm. They have answered and have made this a football game. Let's see how the Grants Pass Cavemen respond. Chase Coyle in the backfield. He will hand the ball off. And getting wrapped up is Hendricks diving forward. That's a great effort by the Grants Pass tailback to salvage that play. Picks up 3 yards, sets up second down and 7. The 2 touchdowns in the game for Grants Pass, a 95-yard catch and run by Joel Valadez. That was early in the second quarter, and then at the very end of the second, clock all zeros. Chase Coyle found Juan Velasquez in the back of the end zone. Coyle stumbles and he will get sacked. So on the last offensive drive for Grants Pass, Joey, we saw multiple penalties called on the Grants Pass offense. Now Chase Coyle, the quarterback, stumbles on his first step back after receiving the snap, sets up 2nd and 11. Right now the Cavemen having difficulty getting out of their own way. Four wide receivers for Chase Coyle, 2 to each side. Jake Hendricks in the backfield with Coyle will likely provide some protection here. Or he rolls out into the flat, pass over the middle, in and out of the hands of Keenan Alderson. Ball just rolled off his hands. Would have been close to a first down if he was able to reel it in, but instead the Cavemen go 3 and out and give the ball back to the Summit Storm after the Storm marched down the field and put up their first points of the ball game. Joe Cross is back for the Summit Storm, He is standing at about the 50-yard line. So it's going to be good field position for the Summit Storm if they field this punt well. A good punt, though, by Grants Pass. That will take a friendly Caveman bounce and roll all the way just outside the Summit 45. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Cavemen 12, Storm 7 here on TableRockSports.net. U.S. Cellular is celebrating 30 years of providing wireless service in Medford by throwing a free concert featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Macklemore. If you want tickets, U.S. Cellular will be distributing 3,500 tickets on Saturday, September 14th. Yes, check the date. That's tomorrow at 7, participating U.S. Cellular store locations starting at 10 a.m. To learn more, visit uscellularcelebrates.com. 1st and 10 from the 36. They hand the ball off to Hussman, and he runs forward for another big game. He's still on his feet. He ran straight over a Grants Pass defender and rolls all the way into Grants Pass territory down on the 44. Oliver Hussman, boy, he is a tough runner. Strong kid, 5'10", 185 pounds, all muscle.
Again, he didn't hear a whistle.
Right, and just kept on churning those legs, kept on moving. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the Grants Pass 44. They'll pitch it out to Hussman. Looking to turn the edge, slips one tackle and barrels past the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 4. Now under 2 minutes remain.
How big would it be if Summit could drive down the field here and pick up a 2-point lead going into the final quarter of play?
Grants Pass not interested in being in a close ball game late like they were last week at Oregon City. They fell 41-39 to week 1. Hussman again. Evades one tackle, still on his feet, and it takes pretty much the entire Grants Pass front line to bring Hussman down. Finally gets wrapped up, no gain on the play.
Summit doing a good job with the running game. To open up this second half already with 24 more yards on the ground than they accumulated in the entire first half of play. So their offensive line obviously getting some things going. They're giving their running back just a little bit of room, and he's kind of taking off with it.
3rd and 2, 45 seconds and counting. And a jump on the defensive line, and the fake snap worked for the Summit Storm. Lincoln Kaisea unable to hold in that energy, and he's going to get ruled for offsides. I've heard it called offsides. I've heard it called encroachment. Is there a difference, Joey?
Encroachment is into the neutral zone. Offsides is passed and I believe it's unobstructed to the quarterback.
I see.
Well, also, if they snap the ball, that's offsides. If you're getting caught,
then it's encroachment. Gotcha. So that's what that play was right there. It was encroachment. 1st and 10. They give it to Hussman. He runs up the middle and picks up another few yards. Now, the Summit Storm are not doing anything fancy. They're playing smash mouth football. They're handing the ball off to the halfback. He's running right up the middle and running over 1, 2, maybe 3 guys. We've already seen Hussman do that. Timeout called by the Grants Pass Cavemen. This defense needs a break to try and recollect themselves. 15 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 12-7 Grants Pass, but the momentum and the ball right now all with the Summit Storm. Hey, Joey. Did you hear that Macklemore is playing a free concert in Medford?
I might have. I heard something about it.
Well, in case you didn't know, U.S. Cellular is celebrating 30 years of providing wireless service in Medford by throwing a free concert. Yes, free concert featuring Grammy award-winning artist Macklemore. That's cheaper than anything you can get at a thrift shop, Joey. If you want tickets, U.S. Cellular will be distributing 3,500 tickets this Saturday at 7 participating U.S. Cellular store locations.
That's
starting
500 a location, so
at 10 a.m. Wow, when you break it down like that, that is not a lot of tickets to be given out. Get there early. They'll be starting to hand out tickets at 10 a.m. Learn more at uscellularcelebrates.com. 2nd and 5. They hand it off to Hussman once again, and once again he breaks a tackle. Finally gets wrapped up, a gain of about 3, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 3rd and about 3 when we come back here on TableRockSports.net. Stick around. A whole lot of action still to come right here on TableRockSports.net.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back, sports fans. Broadcasting live from Grants Pass High School in beautiful Grants Pass, Oregon. My name is Jonathan Kerman. Alongside me, the equally beautiful Joe Brett. We are in the midst of a stellar football game, 12-7 in favor of the home team, the Grants Pass Cavemen. But Summit scored in the 3rd quarter on a 29-yard rush by their fullback, Oliver Hussman. Hussman has been running over and through the Grants Pass Cavemen here in this third quarter. They are rolling right now, 3rd and 2 on the 23-yard line. Here to start the fourth quarter. Student section making their presence felt. They'll hand the ball off to Reese Judish, and he will get stuffed. There on the stop for the Grants Pass Cavemen, Logan Vineyard. That's a big play for this Grants Pass offense that has been reeling really all of this second half, all of the third quarter.
Yeah, if you're Summit, you just kind of keep doing what you're doing.
Put the ball in the hands of number 2, Oliver Hussman, and let him just run through 3 or 4 guys.
And they've done a really good job with the running game, kind of bleeding this clock too, not giving Grants Pass too many opportunities to throw the ball.
Tobias under center, fakes the handoff to Hussman, pitches it out to Judish, and he gets wrapped up once again. The speedy outer edge of Joel Valadez and Jet Hood there to stop the run. And that will bring up a correction. That was 4th down. On a 4th and 1, the Summit Storm elects not to go to Oliver Hussman. That has been gaining 3, 4, 5 yards every single rush. Instead, they elect to go to the pitch. And I mean, hindsight's 20/20, Joey, but you have the strength.
If I'm coaching, I'm giving him the ball.
Yeah, and the
both
way that,
of those last 2 plays.
Indeed. I mean, and the way that he's been running the ball in this second half, the way that your offensive line has been handling their business on the offensive line is Grants Pass. Now we'll hand the ball off to Spencer Sloan. He picks up a couple of yards on the carry, but even if you go outside for that 3rd down, right, and you don't get it, you saw the speed on display on the outside of the cornerbacks for Grants Pass and Joel Valadez and Jet Hood. Why would you go back to that? You
almost 100 yards in the third quarter alone for him.
Wow. Well, we will let the coaches do the coaching, and we'll stick to the commentating. 2nd and 6 for the Cavemen. They hand the ball off, and up the middle goes Jet Hood, and he spins all the way around to the outside past the 50-yard line. Run of about 24. And I don't think Jet Hood was touched once on that drive. Juxtaposed to Oliver Hussman for the Summit Storm, who picked up an equivalent number of yards after being hit by 3 or 4 or 5 guys. And that isn't a hyperbole. He quite literally ran over a couple of Grants Pass defenders, but right now has to watch from the sidelines. Caveman with the ball. Coyle going to take it himself. Now dumps it off, and the ball bounces off the hands of Juan Velasquez. Sets up 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Summit 46-yard line. 10:27 to go in this game. Grants Pass scoring 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. Summit, their lone score coming in the third. Four wide receivers for Chase Coyle and the Cavemen. Hendricks in the backfield. Quick pass to Jet Hood. It's complete. Spins out of one tackle, then gets wrapped up and sent down by Carter Campbell, a star outside linebacker for the Summit Storm. And that sets up 3rd and 8. And Joey, Grants Pass has had some real difficulties moving the football in this second half. I mean, it's 2 completely different teams than what we saw in the first half. So here we go, under 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Coyle will take it himself on the fake. He will get stopped at the 40-yard line, well short of the first down marker. And so another quick offensive drive for the Grants Pass Cavemen. You said it earlier, Joey, the Summit Storm running the football a lot, chewing up a lot of clock, and forcing these quick offensive drives, not letting Chase Coyle get into a rhythm and preventing that big play. Back to return is Joe Cross. Ball punted away and will be... Oh, it landed on the 1-yard line, but then bounced out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. I think they're going to spot it at the 1. What a punt for the Grants Pass Cavemen. Heck of a job by Andrew Medley, pinning the Summit Storm inside the 1-yard line.
I have to say that was a really good punt, start to finish. Got that ball up, got it to get the proper rotation he wanted, got it right to the corner, and he pinned him.
I don't think I've ever uttered the words, I don't think any broadcaster has ever uttered the words game-saving punt.
Could have been.
But that really could have been, because now the Storm working from their inside their own 1-yard line, something that we saw the Grants Pass Cavemen overcome and go 95 yards for a score on one play. Let's see if the Storm have something similar in them. They're going to hand the ball off and running up the middle and through past the 5-yard line. The Summit Storm halfback, Reese Judish, carries the ball down to the 5-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. So a terrific punt by Andrew Medley of the Grants Pass Cavemen. And so the Summit Storm, if they want to take the lead on this drive, they're going to have to earn it 99 yards. They got 5 right there.
You do it proper, you can go 99 yards and not leave Grants Pass very much time at all.
That's very true, Joey. And with the way that they've been running the ball as they do again to Judish here, but he will get stuffed on the outside. And boy, Joey, it feels like anything that Summit tries to do on the corners, on the edges, just gets snuffed out. The corners for Grants Pass are just too fast.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting off that ball. They're getting into the backfield. At this point, I mean, it's kind of easy to tell what Summit's going to do. I don't want to say that you know what they're going to do, but they've ran the ball 14 times. They've passed the ball twice.
So there you go. I'm not a betting man, but let's see what happens on 3rd and 6 from inside their own 5-yard line. They hand the ball off to Reddish. Gets a hole, and I believe, that's going to be really close to that first down marker. He had to get to the 11. I think he may have done it. And yes, they do. The Summit Storm come up with a huge first down. Now have a chance to run the ball 3 more times. A dual threat for the Summit Storm. Oliver Hussman, the largest rush of the game and the lone touchdown for Summit. 29-yard rushing touchdown. Him and Reese Judish been handling the ball-carrying duties for the Summit Storm. No carry bigger than the one that Judish just picked up on that first down. They pitch it out to Judish on the outside, and sure enough, the speedy corners for Grants Pass there on the stop. J.J. Watts there on the stop for Grants Pass. Boy, that's unfair. You have J.J. Watts on your team at the high school level. Close, as there is I believe, an injured player on the Grants Pass sideline. You see on the top of your screen. Looks like that is number 23, Spencer Sloan. And he's not putting any weight on that left ankle. Just kind of shimmied himself off the field of play. That's a big blow for Grants Pass. Spencer Sloan, one of the 2 primary ball carriers, along with Jake Henricks. 6:40 remaining in this fourth quarter. 2nd and 9 for the Summit Storm on their own 13-yard line. Tobias takes the snap. He's looking downfield. That ball in the air a long time. Nobody sees it. Zach Jepson, 6'7" wide receiver. That was his first target of the game.
That's his ball, too. That's one of those that
if he sees it.
If you see that ball, I mean, it's up in the air. There's no chance that
the cornerback, Noah Martinez,
he's 6 foot even.
Yeah,
there's
so
a 7-inch difference. I might be trying to take advantage of that a little bit
here.
Oh,
if you get one-on-one coverage with your 6'7" receiver,
I might try to go there 4 or 5 times in a row and see if the 6-footer can beat him.
That 6'7" Zach Jepson on the bottom of your screen. And instead they go into the backfield and a huge hit put down. And Hussman nearly got out of that one, but Jet Hood not only made the hit, but also wrapped up Hussman's feet to prevent him from escaping, and a penalty flag comes in at the end. How tough is Oliver Hussman? My goodness. The officials conferring. Every call so important now as we are more than halfway through this fourth and final quarter, this being a one-score game. Personal foul called on the defense. Now, obviously the home fans don't like that, but it's going to advance the ball for the Summit Storm quite a ways. It'll be a fresh set of downs for the Summit Storm onto their own 24. So the unsportsmanlike conduct play negates the terrific open field tackle by Jet Hood. I mean, not just the initial hit, Joey, but then also to keep Oliver Hussman in his grasp. Down the near sideline through the hands of the receiver. Intended for Ryan Sprayer. Sets up second
down. Now they're
down.
throwing the ball to the 6-foot guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we highlighted Zach Jemson, 6'7" receiver, has one target, and that one target that we saw earlier that on a ball that should have been his, but him and the defensive back, Noah Martinez, neither of them saw the ball, and it landed about a half a foot from the two of them. Here we go, 2nd and 10, under 6 minutes to go in the fourth and final quarter. Hank Tobias in the backfield, hands the ball off to Hussman, and finally, this Grants Pass front line able to wrap up Hussman back behind the line of scrimmage. Riley Bonney, 6'4", 238-pound junior for the Grants Pass Cavemen there on the stop, and that sets up 3rd down and 12. So here we go. Clock ticking under 5.5 minutes. Just two wide receivers. The ball is snapped. Coyle, correction. Tobias gets wrapped up immediately. Been a while since we called this guy's name, Peter Osipovich, there on the stuff. So 4th and long, and Summit's going to have to punt the ball away here.
8 tackles on the night.
And perhaps none bigger than that play right there by Jake Osipovich. By Peter Osipovich. Where I'm getting Jake from, who knows? They're going to go for it here on 4th down, and or will they? Under 4.5 minutes to go, they do punt the ball. That's a really tough play. It's a tough decision for Summit as the ball dies around the Grants Pass 39-yard line. It's a really tough call, Joey, because 4:23, Grants Pass, they pick up a couple of first downs and this game is over. Conversely, you go for it on 4th down if you're Summit, you fail to convert, and then the game really is over.
That possibly could be the game.
So, we've seen this Grants Pass offense not looking like themselves in this second half. And so if you're Summit, you're banking on the defense coming up big one last time. Now, I would guess that Summit can allow 1 first down, but I don't think much more than that. Obviously, depending on how the game, how this drive goes. But if Grants Pass picks up multiple first downs here, I think that this game is over. Trip wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Jet Hood, the man in motion, moves to the top. Ball handed off to Liam Hendricks. No surprise there. Grants Pass going to run the football. Pickup of about 4. Sets up 2nd and 6. If I'm not mistaken, Joey, I do believe that the Summit Storm used one of their timeouts. I believe they have 2 left. No timeout here.
I don't recall, but
now we will find out. Timeout's not listed on the scoreboard here at Grants Pass High School. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in this game. This time the man in motion, Andrew Medley. Ball handed off to Hendricks. He dives and gets the first down on the near sideline. Well, there we go. There's that first down that Grants Pass was looking for. And now 3.5 minutes and counting. I think you pick up a first down here, and this game is on ice.
Yeah, as long as you manage the clock properly, take your time, and don't leave a whole lot hanging when you snap the ball. The way their defense is played, both defenses tonight, it does seem to be like looking that way.
1st and 10 on the Summit 48. Coyle takes the snap. Hands the ball off to Hendricks. He lowers his shoulder and busts through down around the 40-yard line. They'll say he was down at the 42, a conservative spot. Sets up 2nd and 5. 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. And it very well could be decided on this play right here. Coyle hands the ball off to Hendricks. No, he takes it himself, and what a wise decision as he gets down the 30-yard line. All of the attention went to Hendricks. Coyle went unhindered past the first down marker, and now the clock stops at 2nd and 12, and now the Summit Storm will indeed call a timeout.
And this is the point now where you have to stop them. If you don't get a couple of stops here, the game will be over. Grants Pass will have enough time to just kind of let that clock run out and hit the victory formation.
This game has been so exciting, Joey. The only thing that I could imagine would be more exciting than this game is a free concert featuring Macklemore. And
Who?
Macklemore.
No way.
Heard the song? Yes,
no
the
way.
song.
I had no
Thrift Shop.
idea.
I'm going to pop some tags. You can go to U.S. Cellular, one of 7 U.S. Cellular locations around the Rogue Valley tomorrow. Starting at 10 a.m., they're going to be handing out free concert tickets to see Macklemore in Medford. Grammy Award-winning artist Macklemore coming to Medford, all part of U.S. Cellular celebrating
Stop telling the people.
30 years of providing wireless service in Medford.
I have
So
to
actually,
get there
that's
at
right.
7 o'clock now.
Head up to Portland where you can go and get your tickets. Just anyways, learn more at uscellularcelebrates.com. It's all part of U.S. Cellular celebrating 30 years of providing wireless service in Medford. A free concert featuring Macklemore. Get your free tickets tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. at 7 participating locations around the Rogue Valley. Tickets will be given out at first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. 2 general admission tickets per person, must be 16 years or older. Oh, and you also have to give your tickets to these 2 Table Rock Sports broadcasters, Joey Brett and myself, Jonathan Kerman. It's all in the fine print. You can read all about it.
If anyone's out there and wants to
and
find
wants
me
to.
and get a hold of me,
That's right.
and,
and find
enjoys
us on
line sitting.
That's right. Reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media accounts. 1st and 10 at the 30. Grants Pass trying to put this game on ice. They hand it off to Hendricks. He runs up the middle and will get stopped. Jake Hendricks on the Summit Storm side of the football with the stop on Jake Hendricks. No relation. Another timeout called by the Summit Storm. Chance for me to thank once again our presenting sponsor, U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou and Lithia Auto Superstores. This broadcast would not be possible without Lithia Auto Superstores on Crater Lake Highway and their general manager, Jason Lawrence. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with their outstanding staff. Say hi and thank you to Jason Lawrence if you get a chance, and our title sponsor, Lithia Auto Superstores. Our first game of coverage here in week number 2 of the 2019-20 OSAA football season has gone final. The Phoenix Pirates with a 27-0 win over Newport. That is Phoenix's first win since October 28th of 2017. So congratulations to the Phoenix Pirates, a 27-0 win over Newport. A well-deserved victory for the Phoenix Pirates, and they will celebrate surely in style with a free Macklemore concert tomorrow morning. Well, you can get tickets tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Jake Hendricks, up the middle, down to the 20, and now Grants Pass is within about 1 or 2 yards from ending this ball game. Final timeout taken by the Summit Storm.
So the biggest play of the game here for Summit so far, if they can get the stop, they'll have a couple of opportunities at the biggest plays of the game.
So Joey, let's say that Summit stops. Let's say that Summit stops Grants Pass here, brings up 4th and 1.
You go for it.
If you're Grants Pass, you go for it, right? I mean, you at the very least are going to run some time off the clock. Kicking a field goal doesn't burn any time. We've already seen one botched field goal. So here we go, the run up the middle. It's going to be close. Down at the 19. And they do indeed get the first down.
The victory formation to come.
So congratulations to the Grants Pass Cavemen. They will win their home opener. Now just 1:39 to run off the clock. A big push at the end there by Jake Hendricks and that front line. Under 90 seconds to go. Nothing but the formalities to get through now. Chase Coyle will take the knee. We may have to run one more play, but this Grants Pass crowd going to let their team hear it.
Wasn't the typical Grants Pass football game that we're used to seeing.
If you told Summit you could hold this Grants Pass offense to just 12 points at home, they would take it.
Laugh.
They would take it. They would take it. They would take it every day of the week.
They might say, well, we got to put up a lot on the offensive end to be able to win that football game.
If you told Summit you will hold Grants Pass to just 12 points, and you will run more red zone plays than the Cavemen, they'd be ecstatic. But it's the Grants Pass Cavemen that come out on top. It's 12-7 over the Summit Storm. The Grants Pass Cavemen improve to 1-1 on the year. The Summit Storm fall to 0-2. Stick around, folks, because the post-game show is coming up next here on Table Rock Sports. Joey and I are going to break down all of the key stats, give you scores from around the state of Oregon, and so much more. All of that coming up on the My Circle K post-game show. Right after this. Grants Pass defeating the Summit Storm 12-7. We'll be back in just a few minutes. welcome back, sports fans. You're watching the My Circle K post-game show here on TableRockSports.net. Your locally owned Chevron stations, powered by Colvin Oil, who sponsor the Fuel Your School program in October. Your support has raised over $300,000 in the past 4 years for local Oregon schools. For more information, visit mycirclek.com. Well, Joey, the Grants Pass Cavemen win their home opener. I don't think it's how anybody would have expected it to go, but the Cavemen come out on top 12-7 over the visiting Summit Storm. The Grants Pass Cavemen got their 2 scores in the second quarter. A 95-yard catch and run by Joel Valadez. And then in the final seconds, clock showing zeros in the first half, Chase Coyle found Juan Valadez in the back of the end zone, and that ended up being the deciding score in this football game. Summit would play much better in the second half, started to run the football courtesy of Oliver Hussman. Had the largest rush of the game, 29 yards. He went and took it to the house after running over a couple of Grants Pass defenders. But when it mattered most, when the chips were down, Grants Pass was able to get the stops they needed on 3rd and 4th down, and then all they had to do was just run out the clock. So, Joey, what are some key stats that you'd like to point out from this game today?
Good job defensively by both teams. As the scoreboard shows, only 12-7, 19 points scored in this entire game. That is just rare for Grants Pass in its own. So good job to the defenses. Offensively, a lot of things to work on for both teams. Got to start to find a rhythm out there on the football field. Didn't really look like either team got into much of a rhythm. Summit having a couple of moments with the running game. Grants Pass having just a couple of moments with the passing game, but never able to put anything together for any real long stretches. Just a little bit here, a little bit there, and just enough for Grants Pass overall to be able to squeak out a win.
It was not pretty, and especially in that third quarter, Joey, we saw a lot of laundry fly out onto the field, but the Grants Pass Cavemen able to get it done. So now let's take a look at the Southern Oregon Sports Commission Player of the Game. Joey, who do you got for us?
I'm going to go with Peter Osipovich.
Osipovich, oh yes.
Defensive player tonight. Always nice to be able to throw one of those out there. He had 8 tackles, a couple of big ones too.
Including a sack on 3rd down that stymied a Summit drive.
In a game that was all defense, I feel like a defensive player has to kind of walk away with that.
So there you go. Peter Osipovich is tonight's Southern Oregon Sports Commission Player of the Game. Travel Medford and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission are working to help fans know their role. Learn more at travelmedford.com/Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Joey, any final thoughts before we send this one to the books?
Yeah, just a couple of stats here for you to go over. First half rushing for Summit. They ran the ball 20 times. They wanted to have a more
balanced attack. They said that early in the game, yes.
Didn't really, the game didn't really work that way for them. Rushing the ball 20 times in the first half for 76 yards.
As you see some wonderful...
Not sure how that got up there or why the camera decided to
do that,
to switch,
but yes, let me tell you, yes, Canon Handycams, folks,
right?
they are something else.
So Summit 20 rushes, 76 yards in the first half, 16 rushes though in the second half for 122 yards. Maybe turn it off, turn it back on, see what we get there.
That's always a good. There we go. we're back.
Overall, though, Summit rushing the ball.
This stat break brought to you by Canon Handicap.
36 times tonight.
Wow.
198 yards on the ground altogether. First half passing the ball, 3 of 10. Second half, 1 of 4. They had a total of 17 yards passing on the evening. So not a great day in the air for them. good day on the ground. A lot of things to build on there. Obviously, a good job by their offensive line to let the running game get going.
Really not a great day in the air for either team.
Yeah, no, Chase Coyle not having a typical night. He was 6 of 10, 140, 2 touchdowns in the first half.
But on how many completions? Because you have that 95-yard.
6 of 10.
6 of 10 for
140,
for 140. Hey,
2
that's,
touchdowns.
That's not bad.
Second half, the whole day not typical, but the second half, 3 of 5, 11 yards. That's all he was able to put together, but they didn't really need much. Running out the clock, keeping the ball on the ground is what it took tonight to get the win. Grants Pass doing a good job on the ground. First half, 15 carries for 54 yards. In the second half, they ran the ball 14 times, so both teams picking up the running game in the second half. 14 times for 99 yards. We have a total of 153 yards on the ground for Grants Pass. Total of 151 yards on 9 of 15 on the night for Chase Coyle.
Once again, the Grants Pass Cavemen win their home opener 12-7 over the visiting Summit Storm. Before we say goodnight, let's take one last look at the scoring plays tonight here from Grants Pass High School. First one with Grants Pass pinned deep in their own end zone. No score until Chase Coyle using the shimmy right there. Got the defensive back to bite, and then Joel Valadez taking it to the house. The next score in the game came at the very, very end of the second quarter. Clock winding down. You see at the top of your screen 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Coyle gets it off, and he finds Juan Velasquez, who breaks free just at the last moment for the score. And that ended up being the deciding score in this game. Just a couple more highlights I'd like to share with you folks for the Summit Storm side. Got to give our props to Oliver Hussman, who ran over and through the Grants Pass Cavemen defense in the second half.
Give him 165 of the 198 total yards on the evening on the ground.
You just saw right there, Hussman got bottled up initially, but bounces to the outside, finds the end zone for this first Summit score. That came in the third quarter. And then just one last play, not a scoring play, but something, a couple of things that I do think are worth pointing out. We're going to go back to Oliver Hussman here. And when you hear broadcasters talking about a grown man run, this is what we're talking about right here. So Hussman lined up in the backfield. Going to take the snap. Gets hit. Boom. And stays on his feet. Takes a couple more guys with him. I crack up watching that every time. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible run by Oliver Hussman. His 160-plus yard game tonight. Effort goes in vain. One final highlight, and those of you who stuck around, you are in for a treat because this might be the best punt. Well, it might be a game-saving punt, something I think I'd never say before, but Andrew Medley for the Grants Pass Cavemen punting the ball away with the Summit Storm doing everything they wanted on both the offensive and the defensive side of the football. Midway through the fourth quarter, Medley punts the ball. It bounces on the 1 yard line and out of bounds. Summit would get out of their own end zone, but not much else. That punt right there, truly spectacular. You can catch these highlights and all other highlights from all of our games that we're covering on Table Rock Sports on KTVL News 10 Friday Night Football with Joe Brett, Brian Schnee, and Demi DeSoto. Once again, brought to you by Cannon Handycam. Grants Pass defeats the Summit Storm 12-7. Our camera's saying, hey, I don't work overtime. Get the heck out of here. We will take heed. We will take heed. There we go. The Grants Pass Cavemen win their home opener 12-7 over the Summit Storm. This has been Table Rock Sports coverage of Grants Pass football. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will catch you next week when the Grants Pass Cavemen take on Mountain View. For Joey Brett, I'm Jonathan Kerman saying so long from Grants Pass High School.
I was talking to Bill.
Yeah?
Bill and Sherry got a guy.
They do? How did they get a guy?
Everything happened online, including financing. And their guy even delivered their new car to their home.
Maybe we should get a guy.
I thought you might say that. Honey, meet Kyle.
Find your guy during the Ram Power Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
We're here because U.S. Cellular has unlimited data, and our total plans don't have hidden fees.
Neither does my plan.
You sure about that? Hidden fees from other carriers pop up unexpectedly and hit you over and over again. Get no hidden fees and unlimited data with a stronger signal plus $300 back only from U.S. Cellular.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.